What's going on, y'all? It's a Joker here. Yeah, it's been a while since I last did my last video, but you know, hey, life happens and you just gotta go with it. So you get busy and don't have time. But anyway, um, before we get started, just want to say those who are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Follow me on Instagram. That being said, let's get started. Today, I'm actually going to do something a little different because mostly what I do on this channel is I like give my opinions on TV shows and movies and, you know, film me doing kind of weird stuff like Bamboozled and stuff like that. But I'm going to do something a little different. Book reviews. This is going to be a segment on my channel called Book Reviews. And I'm going to give what my thoughts are on certain books. I'm not going to spoil them. Yes, I'm aspiring to be a writer, so I've been reading a lot of Stephen King lately, and huge fan of Stephen King. Um, I've watched most of his movies. I mean, they're great in my opinion. Camera's blurry. There we go. But yeah, I'm doing it on my phone, so you know. But um, but yeah, Stephen King, great, fantastic writer. Love his books. His character development is holy crap, is amazing. I mean, a lot of people just say, "Oh, he just does horror." That's not exactly true because The Shawshank Redemption isn't horror, and I think the novella was called Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption, but I haven't read that, but I've seen the movie and it was fantastic. Stand by Me is not a horror story or a horror movie. I mean, that's probably one of the greatest movies I've ever watched. So, you know, Green Mile, again, supernatural, but not exactly horror. Yes, it's shocking, but it's not horror. Now, you want to talk about something that, Misery, now that is horror. And it's real too. So, it's fantastic though. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Stephen King. So, recently I have like 20 something of his books. I don't have all of them, but I've started to read them and fantastic. And I wanted to do a review of The Long Walk, which was apparently his first story to write, but not his first to publish. The first book he got published was Carrie. Everyone knows that. And Carrie, I mean, I sympathize with Carrie because I was bullied a lot in school. And, Carrie was kind of, and a lot of people would be debating on that. They'd say I was the bully, but, let's be honest. But, yeah. But, yeah, Stephen King, great, great author. Huge fan. But, uh, but yeah, The Long Walk. Really, without getting any, I don't want to spoil anything. This is just the plot of the story. It's basically, I kind of compared it. I kind of felt like it was a little Hunger Game-ish, if that makes sense. I mean, the Hunger Games. I'm sorry, people. It never grabbed me. It's not. I don't hate the Hunger Games. It never really grabbed me. Like it never really. I never really, it's just one of those things. Like you just don't really get into it, and I never really got into it. I'm sorry. Like I don't see it, which is weird because I like the Maze Runner. It's weird, but anyway, it felt kind of Hunger Game-ish to me. Like it felt like it's basically kind of like a drama, but it feels real. Like this isn't a horror book. This is a real kind of story that you could really see happening. Like it's kind of pretty deep, like really deep. But anyway, the plot is it's this kid who it's a 16-year-old boy who enters like this what they call the Long Walk, and basically what it is, it's their 100 boys. Like, there's 100 teenage boys who go on this walk, and what they're doing is they're trying to win what they call the prize. And what the prize is if you get it, excuse me, if you get it, you basically get whatever you want for the rest of your life, no questions asked. And I'm like, interesting. Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but certain things have to happen in order for that to happen. So, and it's a pretty intense story, lots of suspense, lots of shocking moments. I mean, Stephen King presents excellent shocking moments, but it's classic Stephen King. I mean, but going into the plot, it's about a boy named Garrity, I think is his last name, and he enters the contest. And when I first read it, I'm like, oh, this is going to be kind of just a race, really. Well, the funny thing about it is there's no finish line. They just walk and walk and walk and walk until, the boys, get taken out. And I'm not going to reveal what exactly happens because you got to read it. I'm not a spoiler. I don't do that on this channel. I don't spoil things, but yeah, they enter the contest, and they walk until there's one left. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, it's a fantastic, fantastic book. I finished it a couple days ago. Amazing. But yeah, if you're a fan of Stephen King, I would highly recommend this book first. Like, Long Walk would be a great way to get into Stephen King. Unless, you're like me and you actually started with Pet Sematary. And I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, it's a great book. I liked it. I liked it a lot. The reason I felt such suspense, like I felt like this book really just kind of shook me up, like stayed with me, is because I feel that is real. Like, that I could literally see, happening, and that scares me. Like, oh my God, that's terrifying. But you got to read the book to see why. So, highly recommend it. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to start book reviewing on here, giving my opinion on what I think of books. And I really wouldn't call it a review. I'd call it just my opinion. Because a review, you would actually break down everything and tell. But I'm just recommending the long walk. I wouldn't call it a review. I'd call it more of a recommendation. But yeah, I'm going to give you my thoughts on these books. That's what I'm going to do. My thoughts. And but yeah, it's a good book. So anyway, those who are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Follow me on Instagram. This is Jake the Joker, over and out.